This is Brad Smith with Audio Porn, front of house sound engineer up at Ramona Mainstage in Ramona, California. Every once in a while I like to press record on some of the local and even national acts to come through, and here we'll be discussing their performances. The band we'll be talking about today is American Gods. They're a metal industrial band out of Phoenix, Arizona. There's a lot more good things to say than bad. We'll start with the good. The good, drummer, like him, great. The guy's tight, he's got great meter, he's pro ready. Stick him on a bus. That guy's ready, I'll tell you that. Plays to the songs really well, doesn't overplay. He plays what has to be played as a drummer, and that's great. I love seeing that. When you get a drummer with skills, they tend to play too much and clutter up this whole song, and it's just too much to listen to. But this guy, he's got it under control. Bass player slash keyboardist, double duty guy. Really like the keyboard parts. The synth patches that he uses sound great. A lot of times, you know, keyboardists in those kind of bands, they pick these synth patches that just don't fit with a metal guitar. This guy definitely knows what he's doing. Pretty decent bass player as well. Guitar slash frontman, chunk, 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 make my head bob. I love seeing that. I dig the kind of metal that, you know, makes your head bob instead of making you feel like you're on two grams of tweak, been up all night going a million miles an hour. Definitely my style of rhythm guitar playing. Vocalist, good screamer. We'll talk about his singing a little bit later. All in all, these guys write pretty good songs. I mean, you know, they flow. They're not too many parts all, you know, jammed into one track. I mean, songs flow pretty well, and you know, it keeps the crowd interested. Not too many people were there, but the people that were there were definitely interested in this band, and you know, they kept them interested. Had some pretty good material. Might want to drop the Fear Factory song. Personally, you know, I think you know, their originals were way better than that cover. Now on to the bad stuff, and you know, when it comes to local acts, it's not always good. You know, they got things to work on. Tone wise, as far as the drummer's concerned, kick drum was decent. Can probably tweak it out a little bit more. Snare was perfect. It mainly was the toms. I mean, they kind of sounded like wood. It might be the shells, it might be the age of the skins. It might be tuning them a little too high. Might want to, you know, tune them a little bit lower. But that definitely needs to be worked on, especially the toms. Bass player slash keyboardist, there's two things. When he got to the heavier parts of the songs, you know, he got kind of excited and he would really start beating up on the pickups on his bass. You know, and a lot of you people out there, you know, you start slapping on those pickups and they start clicking, they start making some noise that, frankly, they're not bass tones. There's more like a DJ scratching. As far as his patches, good patches, great patches, but especially when you listen on the playback, a lot of the patches are way louder than some of the other patches. And the big problem with that is, especially mixing live, is you know, you think you got the keyboards where you want them, and then all of a sudden, boom, they pop out on you, and then all of a sudden they drop and they disappear on you. You know, keyboardists out there, you know, and guys that are doing a lot of sequencing and programming, you really got to stick your gear into a mixer and run through your whole set. And sit there and look at the VU meter and make sure everything's at unity. So when you hook that up, playing live, you know, sound engineers dealing with a pretty even level. Otherwise, you know, the guy's gonna have to, you know, the front of house guy's gonna have to squash the hell out of your tone, and that could squeeze a lot of the good parts of your tone out. But sometimes it's necessary when, you know, it's up and down like that if you want it to get heard right. Guitarist, probably because he was playing double duty. Every once in a while, kind of dropped out of the song. But you know, I understand it's hard to sing and play at the same time. You know, he did a really good job at it, but every once in a while, he kind of fell off a little bit. Having a good drummer really disguises that. But it's definitely something this band needs to work on. Bass player, double duty as a keyboardist, he kind of had the same problems where he'd drop off a little bit. He's definitely little screws that need to be tightened up with this band. Singer-wise, like I said, I love the screaming, I love the grunting. I mean, it really adds a lot. He adds a lot of punch to the song. When he starts singing, though, he's not a very good singer, to be frank. To me, it sounds like he's trying to push out too much air, and it kind of has that, you know, dying well thing going on. It's something he can sing. It's something he definitely needs to work on. Personally, if it was up to me, I'd drop the singing altogether in that band. Don't really need it. Maybe do the singing in the studio and let your keyboardist sequencer guy pop it out on the electronics. You know, and then, you know, double up with some grunts over it, some screaming over it. I don't know how you know, this band would want to work it out, but it's definitely not the strongest point of this band, and definitely something they need to work on. All in all, you know, I mean, out of 5 stars, I give this band 3, maybe even 4. You know, in about a year, you know, these guys keep at it, they're going to be really good. Definitely enjoyed watching them, and I hope you guys enjoy listening to them here on Audio Porn. It's Brad. I'll see you guys later.